Hey, what's going on? Aaron Murray here, and it is SEC Media Day week. My butt's about to actually get on the road right now to Nashville. We're going to be shooting a bunch of great content for Georgia, Tennessee, a bunch of the SEC teams. So make sure you check it out all week long. But right now, I figured why not do a preview with a guy that just graduated, just left this past year, Chris Smith, on the Raiders right now. He knows this team better than myself, better than anyone else out there. So we're going to pick his brain about what you're going to hear from Kirby Smart and company this week when it comes to the Dogs, as we're only a couple weeks away from camp beginning. Before we get into all the SEC Media Day hype, first off, Chris, welcome to the show. How's life as a professional?
That's good, man. Life great, man. Just getting to the swing of learning how to be a professional, like you said, transitioning from that college world. And, it's my full-time job now. So, just embracing that journey and continuing to learn every day.
So I forgot who it was. It was an Alabama player. That was like, yeah, being at Alabama was a lot more difficult than being in the NFL. The names were escaping me at the moment, but Georgia, we know, is just like Alabama when it comes to the day-to-day grind. What's harder? What's different for you right now? I know you still haven't got through a real season just yet, but from what you've seen and kind of been through.
I would say the biggest difference is, like you said, it's a full-time job now. So, you focusing everything and on, handling and protecting your craft. You don't have school anymore. You don't have to wake up and go to school. Like you said, you just wake up every day and you just go to work. College is a lot more taxing in that area where you have to go to school and then you have to go to practice. In the NFL, like, this is your job. It's all you have to do. So it's different in that way. The NFL is a lot more efficient. The players know how to play. They've been doing it. In college you're only there for 4 years. In NFL, some guys been there 10 years, 8 years. So it's a different level in the NFL, and a lot of guys know how to be a lot more efficient and just execute their job at a higher level.
So I remember when I was in when I got drafted by Kansas City, I was in the locker room and Alex Smith was like two lockers down from me. He was obviously the starting quarterback then for Kansas City. And I remember Alex getting drafted San Francisco, then they made the change over the Kansas City before. But I was like, oh my God, like I'm in a locker room right next to Alex Smith, right next to this guy and that guy. Like, is there a guy in the locker room that you're like, maybe you grew up, you talk about some of these veterans that you've grown up watching a little bit that you're like, holy shit, I'm in a locker room with this guy.
I would say first and foremost, Max Crosby.
Yeah.
Just being a Raider and what it takes to be a Raider, he embodies every single aspect of that, on and off the field. And I really look up to a lot of the things he's able to do in his organization and just how he handles himself on a day-to-day basis. He really pushes me and their entire team to be better players. And he's the same person every day. And he gonna go out there and give 110, 120. So that's something that I really respect about Max. Also, Devontae Adams, one of the best receivers I've ever seen with my own two eyes, definitely. And just like you said, the way he attacks the game, gives 110% every day. Comes in and just really ready to work. They really changing the culture that we have at the Raiders.
So you go from Athens, which is known for a really good time, one of the best party places and I would say I think the best college town in America. It's not Nashville, it's not Austin, but college town Athens is up there with the elites. Now you go to maybe one of the best party scenes in the world in Las Vegas. What is that dynamic like? Do they tell you guys to be careful? Like, how does that work when it comes to obviously making sure you guys are focused on your craft and getting better? But you're young, you got money in the pocket, you're in Vegas. What's that balance?
Definitely, they tell us to be careful. We've gotten a whole synopsis on what Vegas offers and what to do and what not to do. And obviously, like you said, it's one of the best party cities in the world. But the main thing is the main thing. At the end of the day, we're here to play football. We're here to win games. Here to pursue a Super Bowl championship. So that's first and foremost. Obviously, you're gonna have your fun here and there. But like you said, the main thing, we're here to win games and bring your championship to Las Vegas.
Yeah. Well, you had a pretty good quarterback. I came out with Jimmy G. What's it been like kind of going I don't know if you've gone against him or not in practice yet at all, but obviously quarterback, he's new to the team now, especially with Derek Carr moving on to New Orleans. What have you seen from him from a leadership standpoint as a new quarterback on a new team?
It's been nice, just like I said, the way he carries himself. He's right up there along with guys like Max and Devontae, just in terms of guys that you look up to and that you wanna model your craft and your preparation towards. Those guys, the way they attack the game, it's just a whole nother level, and you understand and you can see why they're some of the best at their position.
All right. Well, we may hit some more NFL later on, but I do want to focus now and shift our focus to what we're here for. Is that's SEC Media Days is this week. It's kind of like gets people excited that hey, football is right around the corner. Camp is right around the corner. Um, and if you're in the Southeast, this is what you live for. So it's going to be an interesting week for our boy Kirby because it's going to be a lot of off the field discussion along with obviously what's going on the field. But I'm sure he's going to get just nagged over and over again about the speeding, the crash, this, that, and the other, the culture inside that locker room. I'll throw it to you first before we talk about off on the field stuff. It's hard for me to believe that Kirby is not on his A game with these players about taking care of their shit off the field.
Yeah, Kirby. I would say he's pretty much above his A game when it comes to, you know, trying to keep guys in check and, teaching us the right things and what not to do. But, at the end of the day, guys make mistakes at the end of the day.
Yep.
And, you make a mistake, you have the opportunity to learn from it. And I think those guys are definitely anybody in any situation like that across the entire country, not just University of Georgia. Guys in college, you make mistakes, you got the opportunity to learn from it at the end of the day. And that's just how life works. So, like I said, the guys have opportunity, a lot of opportunity for growth. And like I said, the Coach Smart, he does an amazing, tremendous job. He helped make me more of a man ever since I got to University of Georgia. Even when I first got there, I thought I was a man, wasn't even close. So forever grateful to Coach Smart and the entire staff up there at University of Georgia. They've done a great job with me and a lot of other players.
Listen, he can't babysit you guys when you leave the facility, and I know he's given all the resources possible to educate all these guys about how to take care of your stuff once you do leave the Butts-Mehre facility. What about some of the leaders? Like the one thing I loved about you, and I talked to other guys on the team, and I could just tell by watching you play and going to practices, you were a leader. You were a guy guys looked up to. When you spoke, guys listened. Who is some of these new leaders this year that have to step up to get some of these issues corrected and obviously lead this team on the field when practice does start here in a couple weeks?
Yeah, well, I mean, I wouldn't really say new leaders, guys that have been leaders. You got Cedric Van Pran. He's been one of the biggest leaders on the team ever since he stepped foot in the door. You got guys like Jamon Pop. He's also been one of the biggest leaders on the team ever since he stepped in the door. So, leading is not anything that's going to come new to those guys. Obviously, you're going to have some guys that have to step up in the new leadership role, but we got plenty of leaders, guys that are alphas that have been leaders ever since they stepped in, and guys that I respect, guys that could tell me certain things and I will listen, and that I could tell them certain things and they will listen as well. So, like I said, if you're good enough, you're old enough, man. And a lot of those guys, they just have that leadership mindset. They have the culture that we want at the University of Georgia, and they continue to carry that throughout, like you said. So obviously, we're going to have new leaders. You have new leaders on teams every year, especially at the college level when you have a certain amount of leaders leave. But like I said, we got plenty of leaders that have been there. And just because they're young doesn't mean anything.
Well, you guys, speaking not, you've had great leadership, but you've also had great defensive backs, including yourself. But Keely, you're gone. I kind of feel like this year, and you've seen the past 2 years. I mean, Georgia's been one of the best defenses in college football over the past 2 years. It's kind of helped propel you guys to back-to-back national championships. But I look at the DBs this year with Kamari and Javon and Starks and everyone else, and you're like, man, like this could be, in my opinion, the best group of DBs Georgia's had, and I think maybe even the best defense Georgia's had in the past couple years. And people are like, "You're crazy. They can't be better than 2 years ago. They can't be better." I'm like, I don't know, man. Like they're returning a lot at a lot of key positions. Talk first about the DBs and how good that group could be, and then maybe transition a little bit about the whole defense as a whole.
Yeah, we are really, really, really deep at DB. Like I said, we got Malachi, Kamari, David Daniel, JB, Taki, Dalen Everett, Nyland. You got Jonell. You got Julio.
Dan Jackson's back, baby.
Ed Jackson, bro. We got so many guys, bro. So, like you said, it's gonna be a lot of competition in that defensive backfield, and I can't wait to see what they do this year, as well as the entire defense. You got Smile, you got Pop. You know they always hold it on the fort. The Zelo on the front line, and a lot as well as Ty Dawkins. A lot of guys on that front line as well. So I mean, I agree with you, man. We're pretty stacked, man, and I think we continue to carry the defensive culture that we have at the University of Georgia.
So I want to go to Javon because Javon was so good last year at that nickel spot position, especially those blitzes. We all remember him blitzing off the edge there from the slot, getting sacks on quarterbacks. Maybe moving a little bit to the safety position, maybe helping out where you kind of left that void after last season. Talk about his game and why he could do both, play that safety spot, and also if they need to have him come back down to that nickel spot too.
Yeah, I love Javon because we're pretty similar in terms of how we play the game and how we attack the game. But first and foremost about Javon is his attitude, man. His mind towards the game, man. Like he comes to practice every day ready to work and give 110%. And I would say that goes for everybody on the defense. Like we all come to practice ready to work every day and give 110%. And Javon is he just got that alpha mindset. He don't care who's in front of him. He don't care what quarterback throwing the ball, what receiver he going against. He coming out there to dominate. He pretty much does it at a high level every single time. Like I said, I think this time last year we had a conversation about Javon, and I said he was going to do what he did during the season, and I mean, you saw what he did, and he just going to continue to keep doing that. Because like at the end of the day, he's a special player, a special guy with a special heart and a great mind, and that just carries throughout the rest of the team. It becomes contagious, And like I said, guys like Kamari and Malachi as well, like those guys, the way they attack the game, man, you can't coach that. You can't coach that at all. That's just how you built, how you made, and the kind of mindset and the love that you have for the game. And those guys carry that day in and day out.
I want you to put your coach's hat on real quick because you've seen the defenses you've been a part of for the past few years. You
Yep.
know what the chances of how good this defense can be this year. Rank from best to I hate to use the word worse, but 1 to 3, I guess you could say, of how this is going to end up from 2021 defense, 2022 defense, 2023 defense. Which
Mhm.
at the end of the day do you think is going to be the best, second best, third best?
Oh man, this is hard, man. Obviously, statistically, the first national championship run, we were the best, but we were pretty damn good last year as well.
Yeah.
And said we got a lot of talented guys this year that could do a lot of the same things that we've been doing. So
Mhm.
I can't really make the list yet because we haven't had the season yet. I'm so ready for it to start. I think we got like what 40 some days, 50 some
Yep.
days. I can't wait to see those guys go to work, man.
All right,
I get to
who's the better one? Who's the better one? 2021, 2022. You're part of both. You're a big role in both of them. Which one's the better defense?
and I don't know. I can't say. I can't say. There's
Yeah.
no way I can say. Like I said, we got tons of dogs on both sides.
Mhm.
A million draft picks, man. I can't even say, man. Like I said, obviously statistically, the first national championship run, we were the best defense of all time. But like I said, last year we were pretty damn good as well, man. So
Yeah.
like I don't want to take anything from any defenses, and I know this defense this year they got the chance to do a lot of the same things. And I can't wait to just look at it as a fan now. Like I get to be a
Yeah.
fan of the dogs. Like I was a fan before, then I was a player, so I'm back to being a fan now. So
Yeah.
I can't wait, man. I can't wait.
Yeah. Let's flip it to the other side real quick. I'm sure a lot of questions are going to continue to be around the quarterback position. I kind of
Mm-hmm.
think it's Carson. I think a lot of people are expecting it's going to be Carson. Nothing against those other guys. Just man, he's at a different level. You, you
Mm-hmm.
you've yeah, you've played in the Senior Bowl. You've now been in NFL locker room. You've gone against some of the best quarterbacks in the country. Call me crazy, man, but I'm super high on Carson. I think Carson is a Sunday guy, talent wise, and you've gone against him for what 3 4 years now. What is he like in practice, and what makes him so special? And why should Georgia fans be so excited to get him at quarterback heading into the season if he ends up being that guy?
Well, first and foremost, he's just really poised and calm. You never see a lot of things shake him, and he makes a lot of great decisions in practice. You know, he really, really protects the ball. And like I said, he got a zipper on him, man. He can really
Yeah.
get the ball there. He can really get the ball there. He makes great reads. And like I said, I'm excited to see what he can do this year. You know, if he does end up being a starting quarterback, which a lot of people do expect. I'm excited to see what he's able to do this year. Like I said, I'm looking to see them boys win another championship. So,
Yeah.
like I said, I can't wait to be a fan this year and just really, really just absorb the game on the fan side of the ball, especially knowing I know everybody on the team now. So,
Yeah.
it's just gonna be a different type of love that I got for those guys out there on the
Right.
field.
100%. All right. Before we let you leave, appreciate you jumping on and obviously breaking down, kind of what this roster looks like. Um,
Yep.
we talk about the bullseye. You guys won the Natty. You had a big bullseye on your back last year. You went back to back. That bullseye gets even bigger. What do you think the conversation in that locker room is about defending that back to back national championship belt?
I think it's the same thing as it's always been. Don't get complacent. Nobody's going to give anything to you just because we did what we did last year or the year before that. That doesn't mean it's just going to be a cakewalk to the national championship. You know, we got tons of other teams that have a lot of talent and that, like I said, they want to take what we have to defend the national championship. And we're gonna have to do everything in our power to defend it. And like you said, just don't get complacent and just continue to work. And like I said, nothing is going to be given to us. And Coach Smart always says this. This is my favorite quote of him all the time. We will be the hunters. We will not be hunted.
Yep.
And I mean, that's just what it's going to come down to at the end of the day. You just got to have that hunter mindset. Because if you're being hunted, you end up being caught eventually. So we just going to go out there and hunt like we always do.
Well, you can't convince this team again this year that you guys are going to go 7-5, right?
I don't know where that came from. It was never in my mind that we were gonna go 75, but I don't know where that came from.
I don't know either, man. I didn't know if I saw one piece of article out there that said you guys would be 7-5 last year, but
Hey man,
golly.
you need something to feed off of, man. You need something to
Hey,
feed.
all it takes is maybe there'll be some idiot reporter maybe this week they'll say that Kirby will take it, blow it up, put it in the locker room,
Hey man,
and find any motivation to get those boys ready for the season. So,
them
man, Chris,
boys.
appreciate you. I know there's a lot of dog fans that appreciate everything you've done over the past few years, myself included. I always love watching you play big time plays and big time games, and excited to see you wear that Raider black and silver next year, man. It's gonna be fun to watch you do your thing.
Can't wait, man. Thank you.
All right, that's another episode of the Players Lounge. We're gonna do a rewind show after Georgia goes on Tuesday. It's gonna be myself and Warren Brinson breaking down everything that was discussed with Kirby Smart and the guys. Make sure you check it out at theplayerslounge.com.